Welcome back to second episode of this Taekook One Shot. I hope you will love the episode and whatever you feel about the episode, you can tell me in the comment section. Also, you can get the link of the all episodes all the Taekook One Shots playlist link in the description box. So please check it out. The probably youngest of them groaned and picked up the bag of Taehyung, signaling to the buff man to pick Taehyung up. The buff man nodded and picked the small Taehyung up, sending a reassuring smile towards Jimin. Taehyung just let the tears slightly fall out of his eyes as he was carried away from his brother like some small kid. The man carried him to a black expensive car and placed him in the back seat. Another male was waiting with the driver and talking very loudly. "Can I finally see him?" the male asked and jumped out of the front seat. "Jane, he is not an animal in zoo, but if you behave, I will let you talk to him," the buff guy said, and he placed the seatbelt around Taehyung. Jimin immediately hopped in and placed himself in front of Taehyung. June, who would give such a beautiful kid away? If I could, I would keep him and cuddle with him all the time, Jin said, and tried to give Taehyung a hug. But the tall guy John held him back and placed the seatbelt around Jin. "Namjoon, you are just jealous," Jin shouted and made Taehyung smile a bit. "Oh my gosh, my eyes just got blessed," Jin said as he took a look at Taehyung and saw his boxy smile. "Jin Hyung, should I tell Jungkook that you are again high on energy and behaving more like a kid?" Hobie yelled from the outside of the car. "What are you guys?" Taehyung shyly asked and feeding with his hands. "Oh, no one told you? Hobie's baby bro is head of the mafia. Bangtan probably heard about us, but no need to worry. You excuse our parents sold you to Jungkook so we wouldn't do any harm to you. You are not a solve. Hopefully a new friend," Jane bubbled, and Yoongi face palmed himself with what he was done with his less mafia and more like a comedian kind of teen. "Oh my god, can you just leave Jin Hyung at a club? This fiance of yours is again behaving like a small kid." Namjoon Sejong whined and sent a pleading gaze towards Namjoon. "Yeah, let's let him out at the club down the street." Yoongi Hobie also teamed up with Yoongi Seokjin. Now more whined and shook his head. "Yeah, that's called bullying, and I'm telling you all, I will send this all to Jungkook. You know, I am his more like Emma than friend or whatever," Jin yelled and pouted. Now Taehyung couldn't hold back. He laughs again. Jin acted again like he. "Okay, let's set go now and let Jin sit with the new kid," Namjoon said. They had enough of teasing Jin. They all laughed and agreed. Now got into the car. Jin seated himself next to Taehyung and the others following him. "So Taehyung, what did your parents tell you?" Jin asked, not being able to keep his mouth shut. I'm a little and gay," Taehyung told them and looked down, hoping he wouldn't be judged by them like his fake parents did. "Oh my gosh, this is why she call you means. Just to let you know, Taehyung, everyone is here gay. Only Hobie denied, but I know everyone is gay somehow, especially for me and Namjoon as we are fiancés. And little space, OMG, this is greatest thing I heard in my life." always wanted to meet a little. How old are you in little space? Can you speak in your little space or not? Do you also have a favorite stuffy or any other toy? Taehyung was a bit overwhelmed with the kindness of Jin that was coming from the pink hair in front of him. Enough Taehyung. It's a bit overwhelming for him to adjust to the new thing and that he was sold. So you don't need to ask everything now. Let him calm down a bit. I don't want Jungkook to meet him crying. Youngie said annoyed and signaled to the driver to drive. Finally, I'm mostly for, but sometimes I can get non-verbal, but then I need to be really sad or angry. But I'm curious about you are in mafia. Why are you so nice? Taehyung asked. Do you want us to be mean? As you imagine a mafia, we can be mean, but since you will be staying with us, we are nice to you also. You look too innocent and cute to be treated harshly. And Jungkook would be also chop out a head off if we would scare you off. And the first minute you know us, Hobie said shortly and looked out of the window. The rest of the drive was more silent and everyone was on their phone. Taehyung was the only one staring out of the window, hoping the drive would be over as fast as possible. But after a half an hour of staring outside the window, he fell asleep with his head on Jin's shoulder. Then, when they arrived at the house later, Jin didn't wake Taehyung up. He just picked him up and carried him towards Jungkook's office. They both in office and startled Jungkook. You know why there is a door, Hyung, so you can knock like normal people and I let you in. Jungkook mumbled and stood up from his chair. You really knew what you were doing when buying this sweet kid. It's like he's sent from heaven straight to here. But be careful with him or I will beat you up. Jin threatened and indicates Jungkook his shoes, which made the mafia boss laugh. Nothing was slowly stirring and opened his eyes. Great, you are awake. Wake him up. Jin pouted and sat down on the couch. Where am I? Taehyung asked and looked around in the room. His gaze was locked at an unfamiliar person in front of him. He was really tall. Also, his muscles could be seen well through his white shirt. The guy had raven hair and was checking Tae out, which as he can. Guys, so go somewhere else and start this staring game, Yoongi said, breaking through the awkward silence and then Taehyung noticed that he was staring at the man in front in first place. God, he was good that he wasn't rolling over him yet. The guy rolled his eyes and crossed his arm. Better shut up, young, or I will send you all to heck. He spat out and everyone went silent. Now everyone out and only came in if necessary and must knock before coming in. After everyone left, the guy sat down next to Taehyung on the couch. So little one, want to tell me what you did that your parents sell you to me? He asked and looked Taehyung in his eyes. Since my parents died and I moved in with them, they treated me like sick and found out that I am gay. Taehyung explained. Are you sure that they only kicked you out because of your gender? Jungkook asked and lifted an eyebrow. They found out that I am little, Taehyung whispered and he started to tear up. Jungkook gaze softened and he pulled Taehyung on his lap. "Hey, I will not do anything to you. You are safe with me and my friends," he whispered in Taehyung's ear, which made the younger shiver. He nodded. "How did you, my parents even get your contact? Not even the police can get it," Taehyung asked, curious. "I think your brother's father, he is an ex-member of Bangtan and probably still had some connection with my group." Taehyung's eyes went big as Jungkook mentioned his brother. "My brother is still with them. Can we somehow get him?" Even though they never mistreated him, but I don't believe them. "I'm worried for Jimin. He is strong, not like me. He could be useful for you. He also knows some fighting and all," Taehyung blubbered and looked at the older with the best puppy doughy eyes he had. "I can see what I can do for him, but it seems like your fake parents didn't treat you well, so I guess they hurt you." Or Taehyung nodded. He was a bit surprised as the head of the most feared mafia was just a polite bunny. "Sometimes beat me up, never let me go out even to college," Taehyung mumbled, and Jungkook looked at Taehyung in disbelief. "No way, they are really like some demon." "You know what, little one? I figured out a plan. I get your revenge, and in return you will be mine." Taehyung thought for a little bit and nodded. Then he felt very tired and no energy was left in him. No wonder when you are seated in the same car as Seokjin, who would only shut his mouth if Jungkook threatened him or Namjoon made him blush. "Tete, once you stay here," Taehyung said, already dozing off. His head slowly fell against Jungkook's strained chest, which felt like a soft pillow to Taehyung. Jungkook crashed, caressing his hair and let Taehyung fall asleep in his lap. Just when Taehyung started to softly snore, there was a knock on the door, Jungkook's door, and Hobie stuck his head in. "Jungkook, I am done with the task. What should I do now?" he asked, bored, not even bothered to, as he saw Taehyung lying dead asleep on the lap of the mafia or brother. "I want you to find some information about Taehyung, his brother, and his parents." With a nod, Hobie was out again, and Jungkook leaned back onto the couch. It is first time when Jungkook really had someone who didn't mind it. Jungkook was really the head of the most feared mafia in the Korea. The cutie on his lap rather seems to feel secure on others' lap and even agreed to stay with Jungkook if the older helped him to get his brother here with him again. As Taehyung woke up the next day, he was lying on the most comfortable bed he ever felt. He sat up and looked around. The room was large as the kitchen and living room of the old house, and the room looked more than expensive. When he was done looking around, he slowly started to get up off the bed and wandering around in the large room. "Finally awake, little one?" The sudden voice made Taehyung flinch, but as he realized that it was only Jungkook, he relaxed immediately. "I couldn't wake you up yesterday, so I changed your clothes. I hope that's okay for you." Now Taehyung noticed that he was wearing something different from yesterday. It was a big white shirt, probably Jungkook's shirt, just like that. A big sweatpants. "Oh, it's okay," Taehyung mumbled and kept his gaze on ground, not knowing what to do. "Hobie found out some things about your brother and your so-called Appa Imam. As you know, you were their friends. Son and Jimin's parents didn't thought that they would have to take care of you as their son. Taehyung's lips were pressed together into a thin line. Your fake parents came out of a religious house which exclaimed, why she is homophobic? She is not your real Emma, still not a reason to lock their child up, treat them like shops and sell them. Since I'm really busy this week, we will pay them a visit next Sunday. In the meanwhile, you will spend your time with Taehyung. He will teach you a bit self-defense just in case something happens, and we will talk about your little side. Taehyung nodded. He hoped that he could get his brother out of his heck of house as soon as possible, even if he had to stay with the friendly head of the mafia. The week passed faster by as possible. Jin teaches Taehyung well in self-defense as he was now at least able to block some punches, also throw some, and he knew how to use a weapon. Today was Sunday and Taehyung was more nervous than when he was taken by them. Taehyung woke up early and couldn't suppress his happiness. So he woke up Jungkook on early too, since the older let him sleep in the bed, because Taehyung always got nightmares when he needed to spend a night completely alone. The two of them grew close very yesterday. Jin forced them to kiss on cheeks when they were playing Truth or Dare. Jungkook made him feel more wanted and also acknowledged his little side even more than Jimin did. They had a few rules like no TV past 8 p.m. or no, not too many sweets. But it's like brother, it don't bother Taehyung as much as he thought it would. Taehyung, calm down or no TV, Jungkook threatened as Taehyung wouldn't stop jumping around. The younger froze and looked at Jungkook with his irresistible doughy eyes. Tete, we will get your brother. I know you are nervous, but please calm down. I said it wasn't a good idea to let you go shopping with Taehyung. Jungkook rushed to himself and left to get ready into the bathroom 4 hours later. To pulled up in front of the so familiar house of Taehyung. With shaky legs, he climbed up out of the car and found some support of Jungkook's arm. As they knocked, a young unknown boy opened the door. Taehyung's face lit up as he saw his old friend Bugam again. But Bugam didn't say a word, only opened the door more to let them inside. Tete, your brother, he tried to say, but tears welled up in his eyes and his face behind his hand. He told her that was the only thing Taehyung needed to hear. Before Bugam could finish his sentence, Taehyung already ran up to the stairs. He could hear weak screams coming out of the room. Jimin's father was standing in front of the door, shaking the doorknob and begging his wife to let go of their son. Jimin's father loves him, but no use. Jungkook suddenly pushed the old man away and kicked the door, which broken. He was the first to enter, and he was shocked when he saw Jimin was on ground and his mother hovering over him. The boy was covered in red, his shirt was torn apart and his chest was covered in cuts and the belt his mother used on him. You are not bisexual. I raised you to be straight and not like your salver friend of yours. Pushed her away and knelt down beside Jimin. He gently lifted the boy head on the lap and wiped the tears a bit away. Everything is going to be fine. Jungkook is here for you. He whispered into Jimin's ear and gave him a kiss on the forehead. Everyone quietly watching the interaction between the two. They seems like they knew each other for years. The silence in the room was already suddenly broken because the woman stood up again and looked at the pair and with a small eyes, "Go away from him, you fag. I sold Taehyung to you and clearly said that I don't want to see you again." She hissed and came closer towards them, but now Taehyung came out of his stare and sneaked up on the woman with a quick movement. He gave her a handlock and choked her until she fell unconscious on the floor. Jimin cuddled himself more against Jungkook's muscular chest and cried onto the white shirt of the older Jungkook. "What does this mean?" Jimin asked with a raised eyebrow. Jungkook sighed and turned his head towards Jimin. "Can I tell them everything, Jimin?" Jimin nodded, still not showing his tear-stained face. "Okay, we are best friends, and Jimin was boyfriend of one of my Hyungs. They dated for 7 months. Taehyung looked at the frame of his brother Jimin, which was still shivering. It hurt him that his brother never told him about his real self, but he couldn't blame him. But then my Hyung left him for his safety. Jungkook told everyone and then signaled to his men to take the woman with them. "Is she gone?" Jimin suddenly asked and looked at his head out of Jungkook's soaked shirt. "Yeah, she wouldn't harm anyone anymore, but you will have to come with us for your own safety, okay?" Jimin nodded as he noticed that he was half in clothes. Taehyung quickly gave him a blanket that was lying on the floor and wrapped it around his body. "Let's go to our new home," they said. Jungkook looked at Tae and smiled cutely. They walked out of the house to start a new life. How was it? I hope you will love it. Whatever you feel about the one shot, tell me in the comment section. See you again with another one shot. Till then, take care. Bye bye.